We'll start here. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump announced plans to sign multiple executive orders on his first day in office, aiming to reverse Biden administration policies. Key actions include halting illegal immigration, initiating mass deportations, and issuing pardons for those involved in the January 6 Capitol attack. Trump also pledged to roll back diversity initiatives, expand oil production, cut government bureaucracy, and declassify files relating to historic assassinations. His plans signal a strong start to his presidency with significant policy shifts across various sectors. You heard there are many parts of this historic moment for the United States, and we take you to one such place. SABC News Correspondent Tony Waterman, who is in Eagle Pass, Texas, near the Mexican border, joins us live now. Good day to you, I suppose, your time there, Tony. Thank you so much for your time. One of the executive orders that the president-elect is expected to sign is to declare a national emergency on the U.S.-Mexico border. Let's talk about the anxiety where you are.
Yeah, you're right. That is one of the very first things that we are expecting the incoming president to do, perhaps within hours of regaining the presidency. And what that will do is it will actually unlock this funding and resources that will allow his administration to carry out certain actions. So one of those could be the mobilization of the military. We're talking about National Guards troops that could help facilitate in the building of new infrastructure. So we think about the border walls that separate large swaths of the United States from Mexico. They could help with that. They could also help when it comes to building detention camps. Here in Texas, there are plans underway to build detention camps for these migrants that are going to be rounded up and then shipped to either their respective countries or to other locations. These troops could also maintain order during what we expect to be these nationwide raids. Those raids could start in the early hours of Tuesday morning. They're likely, at least in phase one, according to reports, to happen in so-called sanctuary cities, these democratic strongholds that shield migrants by limiting cooperation with federal immigration officials. So you can think of places like LA and Chicago, Denver, Miami. Those are the places that are top of the list. And we could see things like storming of communities where immigrants are, churches, construction sites, basically anywhere that immigrants are known to live and work. And the incoming border czar, Tom Homan, says that these are meant to create, in his words, shock and awe. The primary targets, according to Trump officials, are going to be gang members and criminals, although they say that anyone who is found to be in the United States illegally will also be rounded up. And other prime targets for these raids could be people that have perhaps gone through the asylum process. They've been denied asylum, but they haven't quite left the country yet. And also some groups that have been giving protective status under the Biden administration. Those could also be prime targets. Other things we are expecting the incoming president to do around immigration include returning to the Remain in Mexico policy. This is a policy that requires people seeking asylum in the United States to stay in Mexico during that entire process, oftentimes in very dangerous cities and locations. And also there's talk that he could even get rid of birthright citizenship, something that has been foundational to America almost since its inception.
Tony, how much of uncertainty has this caused, especially among the people you would have had conversations with on the ground?
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty within immigrant communities. And really, they have been in a state of panic, a lot of them, since November 5th, since Trump won re-election. Of course, during the campaign part, he talked endlessly about these mass deportations. It was a cornerstone of his re-election campaign. Speaking to organizers, they're telling me that they are telling their members to prepare for the worst, to really get their affairs in order, reach out to those lawyers, get their paperwork in order, understand what their rights are in the United States, even if they are here illegally. A big concern, though, for a lot of immigrants themselves is that the Trump administration has not ruled out the possibility of separating families. There are a lot of people who come over from Mexico. They've come from many other parts of Central and South America, but they come here. Some of them are here for decades. They have families. Those children are legal citizens, some of them still very small. So there's concerns that if the parents get deported, what happens to those children? Does the family have to move as a unit back to Mexico, which would then mean that we're deporting, in some cases, American citizens? These are things that are going to come up against many, many legal challenges, and a lot of these NGOs, a lot of these migrant aid groups are already preparing those documents to head to court.
All right, Tony, thank you very much for that update. They're quite interesting. And also, I mean, you think about the fact that the Gulf of Mexico is also, caught his attention. He wants to rename that, and really quite a lot of uncertainty that is taking place there where you are. We'll continue to track the story through your eyes. That is Tony Waterman, SABC News correspondent, who is in Eagle Pass, Texas, near the Mexican border.